Hey, what's going on? It's Mitch here and welcome to this video. In today's video, I have a very special guest with me here. I have Portia, one of my clients here at Executive Advantage. I wanted to bring her on and showcase her results and what she's gotten out of our program. And Portia is essentially like a high performance coach. She helps people optimize their brain, helps founders, helps CEOs to optimize their performance, whether they're dealing with stress, brain fatigue, getting more focus, getting more clarity, and really optimizing their performance so they can perform better in their businesses and in their personal lives. And so she is really great. I love it because I'm very passionate about this. Some of the results that she's seen is she increased her price point to mid 4 figures, even 5 figures, multiple 5 figures for her services, which is a big shift because she was way undercharging for the value that she provides to her clients. And then she was also able to get a system in place. So leveraging LinkedIn, getting in front of these founders, getting in front of these CEOs, getting in front of these business owners via our LinkedIn system to generate qualified appointments, but even more so, generate channel partners and joint venture partnerships with other people in her space so she can then tap into their networks and start speaking in front of these large groups that have her ideal client in there and get some really good speaking engagements online as well. Really, really amazing story that she has to share. So without further ado, let's dive in. I got one of my clients here, Portia, and she's also from Toronto. And so wanted to get her on here and just showcase her results and her experience with working with us here at Executive Advantage. So I guess, Portia, just tell everybody, I guess, who you are, what you do, and kind of, what your program is all about and who you help.
Yeah, thanks, Mitch. So I'm the founder of Optimzyed Brain, and Optimzyed Brain has a funny spelling, Optimyzed. And the mission of my company is to help entrepreneurs and executives to optimize their brains for peak mental performance. So it's all about improving sleep quality, having sustained energy, targeted focus, deeper concentration, feeling more calm and in control under pressure, and enhanced clarity, mental clarity, and creativity. So definitely creating some amazing transformation through Optimzyed Brain.
Yeah, absolutely. And we really connected because I'm really into all that stuff, sleep, you see in the program as well, getting the routines dialed in and everything. So yeah, I really resonated with your offer as well. But I guess tell everyone kind of your experience, like where were you at, I guess, before we worked together? Like what were you doing? What was kind of the processes you're doing? And yeah, just tell everyone kind of where you were at before we started working together, what that situation was like and kind of the different processes you had in place and things like that.
Yeah, so before I get connected with Mitch's amazing company and programs, I had recently launched the program and I wasn't sure exactly the right path to my customer. So everyone talks a lot about Facebook ads. It didn't connect with me. I'm not on Facebook, especially someone who's all about mental focus. I do not want to have the distraction of something like Facebook. So I was very conscious of like which platform should I be on that helps me to stay more focused and also my customers there. So the platform that was on LinkedIn. And no one really was talking about LinkedIn. And I knew my customers there, executives, 7-figure plus entrepreneurs. For me, they were all on LinkedIn. And so I knew they were there, but I wasn't really sure exactly how to really target them. And second, I knew I had room to grow from my pricing, but I didn't have the confidence to actually charge the price that I saw my competitors charging, even though my customers were being transformed in less than 5 weeks. They were going from 4 hours sleep to 8 hours sleep. They were going from having like 15 minutes scattered concentration as a CEO of a company to now having like 2 hours deep concentration, producing more output. So we're getting like 1 to 3 hours back in a day. Yet, despite those amazing results, there was still a little bit of self-doubt, and I didn't feel worthy to charge the price that I knew was really worth it. So there was a lot of self-doubt in that area with the pricing. And then the third area was actually in terms of go-to-market strategy with getting customers. So I came from a partnerships background, being at a Fortune 100 tech giant and building partnerships. So I really knew about the partnership background, but I also knew this is really, really long process. it takes a while to put those joint ventures together and, tap into each other's resources. I bring thought leadership, they're bringing their audience. It just takes forever. It's been really great, but the results were really, really slow. So I didn't have a consistent stream of leads coming in. So that's really, there was a lot of stuff that I was stuck in, both on the mentality, both on the price point, both on how to get to my customers, which platform should I be active on. There's a lot of questions there.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely remember when we first got on our call, we were digging into all these things. And then I guess let's talk about the first thing, which was, I guess, the pricing, because you went to more like higher ticket. And I think you even went from CAD to USD, I think even. So I guess tell me like what made you have that confidence to be able to charge higher ticket? What allowed you to like step into that and then showcase like, I provide so much value to my clients and my customers. Like what allowed you to like have that confidence and conviction to be able to charge higher? Because obviously what it was worth.
Yeah, so there was a few things. One is having a good role model and seeing how someone else positions it and how they do it. You always hear it, but you don't really actually see it. So for me, it was first like, having that first conversation with you, Mitch, and walking through with you, this is what I deliver. This is the value they're getting. And when you actually point out, no, you need to be actually, at least 2 times more than what you're charging from the engagements that you have. It's not just like an online course. It's data driven. There is personalized feedback. There is the engagement through it. There is a lot of elements that went into it that made it at a premium level along with the customer results. And so just having that conversation with as an expert like yourself, Mitch, and hearing where I am and then showing to me that, what you're doing, it needs to be here. That was one of the first things about how I can improve. And then the second area about pricing is actually like tackling the fear inside and being able to actually have the confidence just to put the value and the price right there and just stay back and just let the customer make the decision. When I did it, first time, and that was the game changer. Like I just said, this is it, this is the price, and I just stopped. And then you taught me to charge my clients right there and then. Before, I would send some sort of link, it would be there and there, and be waiting and waiting, pretty stressful. And you taught me how to actually charge them and then have the confidence to be like, yeah, it's this, here's the link. And boom, the client took out his credit card and he goes, here it is. And that the first time when that happened, Mitch, my world changed. And you made it realize how it's so possible for me. And from then, like, just having the technology, just being like, here it is, this is how it is, and asking to pay right there and then instead of waiting like a whole week, because people can change their mind right away when they say 100%. Yes. People say yes.
Yep.
You don't get their commitment, they will back out. So the biggest change was I doubled my price. So now it's super competitive premium ticket pricing. And then 2, getting paid right there and then. And I'm talking about like mid 4-figure digits, as well as a 5-figure investment into working with Optimzyed Brain. So going from like a few hundred to mid 4 figures and also 5-figure investment. It was, I would say, the biggest transformation. And then also with that change, it comes with understanding who your target buyer is. Because with this pricing, it's a complete different target buyer, and working with you and going through your program and having the proprietary method allowed me to see like, okay, this is the customer that I can serve. It's not this customer, it's this one.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that's amazing, because I know the feeling when you first close, especially a client on the call, and they give you the credit card, and you see the payment hit your Stripe account. It's like a different feeling. So I know
Yeah.
a lot of clients, even one of my really good, he's in my highest level board client. He had the same thing. He was selling invoices. He'd wait for like 2 weeks, and they'd half of them would pay, half of them you had to follow up and like chase them. It's like on the phone, you position the value in a certain way, like you said, showcase your proprietary method and how you can help achieve their transformation. And then boom, they sign up on the call. So that's amazing. So I really love to hear that. And then I guess let's talk about the other point that you mentioned, which was your go-to market strategy and just having I guess a process and a system to reach your customer. Because I know everyone was boasting, Facebook ads and like advertising at the time. You're like, I don't want to go into Facebook, and I also don't want to go into paid ads yet because I'm not at that level. So I wanted to find that kind of middle ground with LinkedIn and get that process dialed in. So I guess let's talk about the client acquisition, how you're generating clients. You also took a little spin on what I taught you and started doing these live webinars and these presentations. So I'd love for you to talk about that and kind of how we positioned it and how we put together those systems for generating appointments and clients.
Yeah. So for me, I was looking for like a methodology that can work for me where I feel comfortable. As someone who's launched a program and a product in the market that's pretty global, it's really important at the starting point to do something that was very, very comfortable. It's like start doing something that really feels comfortable and then start building on that and to start stepping out of the comfort zone and doing other things. So for me, like being, really all about performance, all about growth, it comes, in no surprise that LinkedIn was something where I felt comfortable to share growth opportunities as people growing, career growth, business growth. It just became such a natural platform to share. And that's where also like my dream customers were all hanging out there. And so it's really, really interesting how I learned about you. So it was through YouTube ads. I just went through it. Your 20-minute YouTube ad, booked a call, and it just felt really connected. And then I just made a decision to go with you right there and then. There was no like if, buts, around it. So it just felt really right for me. And what was really amazing about you teaching me about LinkedIn is how to do cold outreach. So I didn't grow up as a salesperson. And it's really different for someone who, as a teenager, they're used to like going to doors and selling. I've never had that sales experience. I've always been an engineer, product creator, and then selling my ideas within really closed areas versus like cold. And so what you've done is you took away that fear, and you taught me exactly how to reach out to my audience, and also just seeing you and your team in action of how they take a no and they turn that into a yes. So before, when someone says, if they after 3 responses, if they don't say anything, I'll just let it go. But I saw like how you guys pursued it again. And even the person didn't respond at the beginning, eventually they did. And they actually ended up like getting on a discovery call. And then if someone, says, no, I'm good. And I'm seeing like how your team is like, really, are you sure? And then having that conversation and changing their mind and then opening up to possibility. I never saw that in action. And that was mind-blowing for someone who never had a sales training. And to see you and your team are just A players, like more than A players, because they're A plus players, and see that, it was like, holy smokes, wow. And that was a confidence builder, because it was like, just because someone says no, it doesn't mean it's a no. You can work with it. And so I gained so much confidence in terms of reaching out to leads on a weekly basis, almost actually daily basis, just reaching out to cold leads, both on that allowed me to like actually close deals. I actually closed deal with a leader within Microsoft.
That's awesome.
Just, you can get your dream people from one of the big brands. I did, and that was through just reaching out through LinkedIn, getting on the process you taught me, the conversion process, going from reach out LinkedIn to all the way close. And that was, through LinkedIn. and then payment right there and then in
Mm-hmm.
our after our session,
Yeah.
strategy session. So it also worked for me. I'll also tap into the area that I was really strong, which was about speaking engagement, because my audience
Mm-hmm.
needed to hear me, needed to see me, they need to build trust with me. And it's a very similar method that you taught us to have it on demand. And so I have your method on demand, but I also wanted to do it get
Like
more
the
leads.
video, right? The VSL.
The
Yeah.
VSL on demand, but I also wanted to get more leads. So I still did the LinkedIn approach. I actually found out through like online, like who are my folks that I should be talking to, potentially like
Mm-hmm.
speaking engagement. And then I just added them on LinkedIn. I built a relationship, got on a call with them. And then my pitch was actually to deliver value through
Mm-hmm.
speaking engagements that allows me to then get more leads. So I appeared on YouTube channels, podcasts. I'm appearing on Black MBA Association. So there's a lot of different organizations and communities that I'm just appearing, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going through like LinkedIn.
Yeah, because you can apply it to many different facets, right? You can go direct to the customer, right? Get the prospects direct, or you could also go to like channel partners, right? And go into
Mm-hmm.
these JV partnerships as well and start tapping into their audiences, which I really love because you take it from your background and then you applied it, and then you do like a webinar or a presentation with a bunch of these tech founders and these executives and CEOs on a call, and then you would drive them to book a call. The same process, you would just do it live, which that's another thing that talk about too, is the live webinars, right? But it's great that you took that and you started to adapt it and kind of mold it to see, okay, where is my customer and like how can I tap more into that audience. So I think that was a good innovation on top of what I taught you as well. And I guess like if we can, like let's talk a little bit more about kind of, I know you mentioned a little bit of results, but I guess what like results have you seen since working together? Like maybe there's some maybe notable things that you want to mention, or revenue or things like that. I know you talked about closing over the phone, 5-figure deals. So I guess what results have you seen that maybe like stands out?
Yeah, so the one of the big results that I've seen is so from launching like my first product, the first price point, to now to like what's being offered in the market, it was over like 1,000% in price growth. And it's not just like really big, but it's like actually now competitive within the market. So before, where I realized that how much I was undercharging, and it's really common for women to feel a little bit insecurity towards their price point and to
Mm.
undercharge. And so having like an A player like yourself to build that confidence in me was really important to now
Mm-hmm.
like put the price that it's very competitive in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Being like definitely within like in the price range. That was one of the biggest things. And then two is like being able to get more faster customers. So instead of waiting for these live partnerships, which are really great, but they
Mm-hmm.
do take time. They take, sometimes 2 months, 3 months
Mm-hmm.
for, the partner has to say, hey, at this time, this date.
Mm-hmm.
It does take time to manifest. So having the opportunity to just reach out to people and have the confidence to reach out, have a process in place for conversion, that has been like, I can just go into
Mm-hmm.
that method any day. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that by just reaching out to 10 people, I'm going to be able to get at least 2 people to get on a call with me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's good. And I guess for you, I guess kind of to wrap this up, if you were to recommend this, I guess to like a friend, or I know you mentioned as well, like as a woman yourself, like having that confidence to charge higher ticket or to go out and do the cold outreach if you're not used to doing it, or having a systems in place. I guess if you talk about as well women, because our brands mainly attracts more like masculine men, it's type that, so they think that we have like a lot of men, it's only for men, but we also have a lot of women that crush it in the program as well. So maybe if you can talk about, if you recommend this to anybody that's on the fence, maybe, or anyone that's looking at our program, thinking about it, maybe they're looking at all these other programs out there. I guess what would you say to them, those people, and that are maybe unsure about joining our program?
Yeah, so I'm saying is for everyone is, you don't need to wait to learn from people that look like you. Because if you wait to see someone that looks like you just to learn from them, you are going to be missing out on a whole opportunity. In my whole life growing up, I had role models from our social diversity and background. I never looked around to see like, oh, is someone with, my skin tone or my hair color or, just from my background, from my country, whether like they're doing it and then I'm going to learn from them. No, I surrounded myself with people from all walks of life, from everywhere, from, men, women, from around the world. If I see that they were really great in a specific skill, a specific talent, I want to learn from them. I'm just going to go learn because they can teach me something. It's irrelevant whether they look like me. So I just want to be surrounded by people who are really great in their craft. And as long as that they can transfer that and teach in a way that I can learn, that I'm going to learn from them. And so, I saw your YouTube ad and you were able to like teach in just 20 minutes within your YouTube ad. And that was, you were also touching on the area that I wanted to grow. It was the area that I knew like I need to tap into and I need to build the skill sets in. And you were the expert in there. So I wanted to, to learn from you. So for everyone who's like watching this, go seek out diverse mentors from various different backgrounds. Look in terms of like skills they have. And then if they're really good at teaching, you have a system, they have a process, and go and learn from them. Don't just stick with someone from your own country or speaks your own language, because then you are actually limiting your growth. You are in terms of like neuroplasticity, in terms of the work we do within brain optimization. If you want to expand your brain and boost your brain power, you need to put yourself in all sorts of environment, and that does mean learning from people from all sorts of backgrounds.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and I guess just anything else you want to share, or anything again that's maybe people that are looking at us maybe unsure, like, is there any final words that you want to say?
Sign up with Mitch. Don't wait.
I love it. Awesome, Portia. Well, I really appreciate you hopping on. I'm really grateful for you. And so I know you're going to be absolutely crushing it moving forward this year. So one thing is, if you want to plug your stuff, maybe you can tell people where to find you and kind of your website and kind of if you have any social channels, also follow her on LinkedIn. And so you can plug that if you want to tell people where to find you as well.
Yeah, so the best way to reach me is on LinkedIn. It's Portia Asli, Portia. My last name is Asli, Asli. So if you are running a 7-figure plus business, if you are feeling scattered, anxious, if you have sleep deprivation, have an inability to focus, and that instead you want to feel really having a targeted focus, deeper concentration, you want to have that high level of energy and a deeper quality sleep to be able to just perform better in your business, then you can definitely reach out to me. This is my area of expertise. We can definitely transform you in less than 5 weeks.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Cool. Well, appreciate you, Portia. So hopefully you enjoyed this interview with Portia. If you want to learn more about our program, how we can help you scale your business to 7 figures, leverage these systems to then scale, what I invite you to do is go below, book a call with myself and my team, where we'll get on a call with you. We'll map out your business and show you, okay, what model should you run? How should you position your offer? How can you come up with a high ticket offer? How can you increase your price points to command a more premium price point in your marketplace? And then further than that, put systems in place to start generating qualified appointments consistently every single day, so that you know every day what you need to do to start getting appointments and getting clients and scale your business. And then we'll also put a team in place to really scale via a remote sales team, and then really scale via systems and YouTube ads to really get your business to 7 figures within the next 6 months or less. So you can go below right now, book a call, and apply to see if it's a good fit. And if you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I post interviews. I also post content on how to scale your business to 7 figures. I show you different strategies we use in our own business. I even talk a lot about self-improvement and high performance, so you can become the best version of yourself, because it's my mission is to change and alter the trajectory of your family tree in a positive upward spiral that changes generations to come. And my goal and my mission is to get to 100,000 entrepreneurs, helping them hit 7 figures, because we're going to create $1 billion worth of success stories and value in the marketplace. So hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.